We are live with no glitches this morning. Welcome to Blackbird Writers on Substack TV. We are real writers talking about our mystery novels and about the industry news. We gather on Fridays every week at 11 a.m. Central Time on Substack TV to share news from the flock, the industry topics, and is it real or is it AI? So we also like to share our favorite things at the end of the show, so stick around. I am Tracy S. Phillips, and I write about fierce women who face their shadow side. And I'm also the founder of Blackbird Writers. We joined together at the beginning of the pandemic because no one author can do this alone. So we love to share each other's news and share each other's successes and failures. And we're here to help everybody out. So welcome to the show. And these are my co-hosts today, Valerie Beal and Lori Buchanan. So introduce yourselves. Val, go ahead.
I'm Valerie Beal. I write books for readers age 10 and up, often inspired by my travels. I'm also a book marketing professional. And I'm so excited. Lori is often in our audience, almost always in our audience. And she is joining us today from Mountain Time, which we're very happy to have you with us. Tell us about yourself.
Well, strap in, brace yourself, and remember to breathe. I'm Lori Buchanan. I write the Sean McPherson series. And they are Pacific crime thrillers that are guaranteed to white knuckle your little fists. And every single book is titled with an I word that's 4 syllables in length. That word appears once inside the entire book with one exception, illusionist. So it's indelible, iconoclast, impervious. And readers have a blast looking for that I word. And I hope you will too.
I do.
Yes, your books are fantastic, and they are white knuckles. Love it so much. Well, we're going to share a little bit of industry, news from the flock, first of all, today. And I have news from Jeff Nunia, who is excited to celebrate River Gold's 2 silver medals from the Midwest Book Awards in June. Yay, wow. Jeff.
Yes.
Yeah. One was in the mystery thriller category and one for the cover design. And you can find Jeff's books at any local bookstore or on bookshop.org. Mm-hmm. So they love to promote the indie bookshops. Mm-hmm. So buy their books from them.
Yes.
They. Jeff and his wife work together, and she helps with a lot of his promo and publishing and publicity. So I'll get a link for that in the chat shortly.
Tim, I can do that.
Oh, great. Thanks. Tim Chapman says that he took a break to recharge his writing batteries by working on a painting. And follow him on Substack. He made this. I can't even believe this is
I couldn't either. I saw it and I'm like, I had no idea. I've known him for 5-6 years. I had no idea. He's amazing. Yeah. That painting was incredible.
Yeah. And here's a link to his Substack there. I just received, I'm so excited, both of his new middle grade books. The Song of
those covers are so good.
So good.
Aren't they great? I love this one too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Look at that. And so they look like they're the same series. I wasn't sure at first because the 3 characters. I don't know if either of you have read them yet.
I did. I got to review them.
Are they in the same series?
Oh no, they're very different. One is more much more fantasy driven with a created world. And the other one is much more of a real world, kind of adventure. But love them both, and it's so fun. And if you ever go over to his website, and I hadn't really explored it before, he is such an amazing artist, and I love with someone with like this background, this technical police background, who has all these creative sides. I just think it's the best.
He is so super creative.
And he also, I think he's an instructor who used to be Tai Chi. I mean, he's like I'm going to say this, I don't know, like a grandmaster, but I mean, somebody has to fact check me on that, but he's up there in the world of Tai Chi.
Yeah, it's a neat website because it's also kind of, I love how like you don't have to be just one thing on your website. Like
Right.
he puts all those things in, and it just makes, I don't know, he's a super cool person. He's got
Yeah.
a lot of interest and he's good at everything.
Yes. And thanks for joining us, B. It doesn't show your first name, so I'm just saying hello, B. Thanks for being here. I have news from Margaret Mizushima too. She, her 11th Timber Creek Canine Mystery titled The Fighting Edge comes out September 8th. And oh my goodness, I just finished that last night. It is so good. Spoiler alert, that is my favorite thing this week. Yes. So you can pre-order that from Penguin Random House, her publisher. And here is the link for that. Congratulations, Margaret. Kathleen Donnelly released book 5 in her National Forest Canine series, The Deadly Revenge. And she says, there's nothing more terrifying than smoke over a summer dry forest. At least that's what Forest Service law enforcement officer Maya Thompson, her character, thinks when she and her boyfriend, the sheriff's deputy, Josh Colton, spot the first signs of fire over the Colorado mountains. And when she learns that a teenage girl has been kidnapped and taken deep into the wilderness, a new fear grips her. And if she and her canine partner, Juniper, can't reach them fast enough, it might be the end to an innocent girl's life. That is Kathleen's book, Deadly Revenge. And I have a link to that too. The paperback can only be ordered from Old Firehouse Books in Colorado.
Okay.
Or through her publisher, Harlequin.
Okay.
Yeah. So great. Some great new canine books coming out. You guys have any news?
Today is the day that I put out the writers forum for the month. And if you aren't familiar with that, it is a combination, a collection, I should say, of all the articles that I've bookmarked for the month. That's publishing news, indie publishing help, marketing help for everybody, whether you're traditional or independently published, and like writing craft articles. So it's all the stuff that I have read through the month and thought was important enough to share. So I'll put a link to that in the chat.
Wonderful. It's such a great resource for writers. It is excellent, Val. You're
Thank
amazing. I can't believe you read all of those articles. And
I
then,
know.
and
Well,
all the things you do.
I was already reading them and bookmarking them. I started this in 2017, which I still can't believe that I've been doing it that long. But if I was saving them, I figured there's other people who probably missed them and should want to see them and, you know, whatever. So I kind of enjoy it. I mean, it takes a while to do. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But it keeps you
Yeah.
on top of things.
And
Right.
out of trouble, at least for 4 hours.
But not out of the blueberry fields.
No, not out of the blueberries. As you all know, because I've been whining about that for a while.
That's
So
funny.
Lori, what about you?
Today, July 31st, is a one-day book blitz for Illusionist, the 5th book in the Sean McPherson series. So if you follow any book bloggers on Facebook or Instagram, you're likely to see the book blitz for Illusionist out there.
Wow. Cool. You're doing a lot of book events too.
Right. I have a great team behind me. Blue Cottage Agency are 2 women in Minnesota, and I'm not even close to Minnesota, but it works well, and they are phenomenal people to work with.
nice. Very
Great.
nice.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, welcome everybody who's joining us so far. We are going to get to our AI, and our discussion for the week is on research rabbit holes. So Yeah, we were just talking about this a little bit before in the chat, saying that, it's so easy to like take a detour when you're researching something interesting, or really just dive into it and try and find out more. Lori, have you had any research rabbit holes lately?
Yes, just yesterday I was researching specifically the Piedmont region in Georgia. I needed to know, are there poisonous snakes? If yes, what are they? There's four of them, but two main ones, the copperheads and a timberline rattlesnake that doesn't always rattle before striking. And I needed to know in the Piedmont region if a detective is going to carry a gun, most likely, what would it be? There are a lot of guns made in Georgia, and most likely it's going to be a Glock 45. Can a Glock 45 have a silencer on it? Well, I learned it doesn't come from the factory that way, but it can be modified. So I needed to know this for this thing to happen. So I got off and running, and then the kudzu vine, and then the red clay, and then the acidity of the red clay that makes the kudzu vine grow. And then the kudzu vine looks like a snake body, or a snake body looks like a kudzu, and you get the idea.
I love this. It makes so much sense. It makes me think of like those little videos with like the bouncing balls. Where you
Yes,
go from
yes,
this to this to this to this.
yes.
But that is how my brain functions most days. I go ping, 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 ping.
Yes. But that's really interesting. What never occurred to me is what type of gun someone from a certain area would want to use. I'd never even thought of that.
I wouldn't even think to ask that, but Lori, in your research, have you found that it does differ? Like what law enforcement agency people are with or whatever?
It definitely can. California is distinctly different than Idaho. I'm in Idaho, Pacific Northwest, even more generally. And yes, and I didn't know that Georgia is one of its biggest manufacturers of guns. So the law enforcement in the state of Georgia uses them, to support their own folks. But yes, it does differ. And by what are you doing with it? Are you hunting humans? Are you hunting rhinoceros? Are you hunting quail? What is it that you're hunting? What are you licensed to carry? Are you licensed to conceal? Are you not licensed and you don't care? What? And this is also true for knives. And are you carrying in a? Who knew that there was a? How you have a sheath? There's a neck sheath for knives. Most people, if they're going to search you, they're going to search, your waist, your
Right.
maybe your ankle carry. But there's a neck sheath, and whoa, So there's. Yes, yeah, exactly.
So on your chest?
Wow.
Right,
but it's like a necklace. It goes around your neck.
Kind of, but and then they're different for men and women for various reasons. And so, it's just very, very, when you start thinking about, when you have to research and say, how is she going to pull a knife out of her shirt? Could this really happen? Because that's the only way she can get out of this hold. Well, you research it and you find, oh my gosh, there is such a thing.
Wow.
I love it.
Now my thriller brain is working.
Oh yeah.
Right?
And then knives. Are you carrying a knife that like a butterfly comes up like this, or a knife that comes up like this?
Yeah.
Is it 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, 7 inches? Is it serrated? Is it smooth? Where are you going on the body with this? You might need a serrated if you're going to try to cut through the trachea and everything behind it. So
Yeah.
Don't try this at home, folks.
Right. And no, you don't want to be my neighbor.
The advantages of a 7-inch knife that is doubles, whatever, serrated or
right.
Which brings me to the point too. Now, are you using the incognito feature when you're doing all of this research?
Actually, I don't. So if I'm sure if the FBI is at all tracking me, first of all, hopefully they'd go and say, okay, she does write books. But there is, we just recently had a woman, an author, who killed her husband. Nobody knew right away. And she wrote a grief book for children. And then she was nabbed. And now she's behind bars. And her 2 adult sons were like, don't ever let her out. She killed our father. This was headlined in the news within the past 6 months. So
Wow.
there are writers who use their, that's not the first person who's done it, but there are writers who use their knowledge inappropriately, and then there are writers that use it strictly on the page.
On the page.
I'm
Oh,
that, I promise.
yes, same.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. I mean, but also now, doesn't that sound like just a great twisty story?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I actually, because I needed to weave something like that, not that scenario, but I needed to use that example in a story. That's how I found out about her name. She's a real live person, real life, today, current news today. So she's in one of my books.
I love it. I love
My
it.
goodness. Yeah. Well, yes, absolutely. Those people need to end up in a story somewhere.
Well, you're probably safe. She's not getting out of prison anytime. So like,
No.
you're
No, no, and she was just nicely an example. And I just found out too. I needed to know about a prison. Is there such a thing as a prison that has high risk, like serial killers that aren't always in lockdown, that can mingle amongst themselves? Yes, sirree. There is one in Southern California, Iona, California, and it's where 6 high profile, including Charles Manson, serial killers were at the same time. I needed to have a serial killer killed inside a prison, and if they're always in solitary confinement, that can't happen. But
Right.
this can happen, and it does happen, and it did happen in my book. So when you start researching, and the they know this, and they it happens, but
I
Yeah.
can't even imagine that. So now my brain's going to, what is that like? So you got somebody who killed 26 people, somebody else who killed how many people, whatever, right? That they've admitted to, and they all hang out at chow time. What do they talk about?
I know. And this is at Mule Creek.
That's a good question.
It's Mule Creek State Prison. So it's in Iona, California, and then the prison warden in my book says, well, karma's a bitch. So I'm the real one maybe doesn't say that, but they do, and sometimes they put people in the general population for consequences. So it's just
Interesting.
very, very interesting when you start
Yeah.
going down rabbit holes.
Welcome to Zuzu and Judy Cummings for joining us today. And we are the Blackbird Writers, and we're discussing research rabbit holes. In case you were wondering what it is this conversation started as.
I would say mine wasn't quite as violent, except for when I had to research poisons, like botanical type garden poisons, like the poison garden stuff. But some of my research rabbit holes kind of started before I knew I was actually researching, if that makes sense. I got really fascinated with the archaeology of some of the stone circles and the Neolithic monuments in Ireland. This was all the jumping off point for my Circle of Nine series, my fantasy series. So then I went and, learned as much as I could from the archaeological record. And then I shifted over to Celtic legend, which references a lot of these locations. So then, of course, you're pulling in more fantastical things. Then shifted to mythology, and all fun and games ensued with all of this stuff. But I have some interesting books. Then the funniest thing that happened was when I realized I didn't need all these books in my collection, and I was utilizing the local library, and I live in a very small town, and I was checking out all the Wiccan and witchcraft books. And like the lady that goes to my church is like, I got a stack like this, and I'm like, yeah, be careful, I might hex you. It wasn't funny. She didn't. Yeah. Anyway, but the oddest thing I found, how sometimes you think I'm just gonna have to make this up because I cannot find this piece of information. The oddest thing that I found that someone had recorded, I was writing a very historical scene where there was a market in Ireland in the 14th century, and the question was, like, how much would somebody be selling some of their wares for at this market? Like, how many pence, or what was their unit of currency, right? Like, I didn't even know that for sure. Someone had taken, the power of the internet, someone had taken the costs of an estate, if you will, at the time, and entered everything in to a website that you could search. So I could figure out like how much to charge for like a crock of rowan berry jelly from that year. like that's not one of those things that someone's going to come back to you on, and say, that's not right. Like a gun thing where someone will say, that's not right. So I could have made it up, but I didn't want to.
That's cool.
Did I need to spend 3-4 hours researching this stuff? Probably not. So. How about you, Tracy?
Well, nothing nearly as fun as you guys. I was trying to plot out a character, like his backstory or whatever. And it took me I decided he's a pilot, but it took me just down the rabbit hole of 1970s movies with airplane pilots. And I ended up watching this video, which you'll have to watch it at some point and just laugh, because this is the original trailer for Airport, the 1970 movie. And the people that are in this movie, Burt Lancaster and oh my gosh, Dean Martin, George Seaton was the director. Just the actors, and if when you're my age, you look back and you go, oh my goodness, those were the people in this movie. And the trailer is so different from what we perceive as trailers now, and how many years ago is that? Like 50 years ago.
Jacqueline Bisset was in this movie.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
What is it? I mean, I have a vague
Here's a link to the trailer in the chat.
We're going to have to watch that. That's
yes.
Maureen Stapleton.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that was the rabbit hole that I went down.
Wow.
I go down the naming rabbit hole though too sometimes, where you're trying to figure out a name, and I've collected like different Celtic name sheets, like in Excel. I use Excel to make sure I'm not repeating people's names. But that's a crazy thing. All of a sudden I'm getting like ads, on the side of my searches and stuff for like baby things, because I've been searching in the baby name list.
Right.
Like, don't need a bassinet. Thank you very much. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's fun. I think that's one of the most fun parts of writing is the things that we
research.
have to learn.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So is there anything else you want to add to that? I mean, are there great places to find research, or is it just a matter of Google and explore?
I think usually, so now we've got this whole AI thing that goes on. You can turn it off, but like your normal Google screen, you get that summary at the top, and it's not always right if you know something about the topic. So I just say proceed with caution. And try to then follow that thread back to the primary source that they're talking about to make sure it's not getting misquoted or misrepresented in some way. It kind of depends on what it is, but
I tend to avoid the sponsored ads too at the top of the Google list.
Yes.
So I skip down beyond those because they don't always have your best interests.
Right. And you know who else loves to help people, not just authors, but people, is the information librarian at your local library. They live to help you find whatever it is you're looking for. And if you're looking for murder type things, you need to bring in your books and say, I write this, I'm not going to do this. And then they're like, oh, and then you can always say, do you have my books here? And my library does. They know me. They just say, hi, Lori. But I'll come in and I'll say, I need to know about this. I've done this and this, but I'm not finding much. Can you help me? And oh, yes. And they practically take you by the hand to the stacks. And then, or sometimes they'll set you up with microfiche, and you can go through that. And if you don't know how to use it, they're there to help you. They are a phenomenal, underutilized resource.
And they're lovely, and they're invested. They want you to get it right.
Yes.
Yeah. And they're real people too, which is why we're here. We are real people. We are not AI.
Right.
Which is the perfect segue into our next segment. Is it real or is it AI?
Okay, so go ahead.
Feel free to vote in the chat. See if you can get this right. Val, what do you got?
I'm sorry, I got to double check that I'm at the optimal focal length here.
That's perfect.
Okay, there we go. That's one. That's another. So we've got 2 beach scenes because, it's like the last day of July. It's hot. Let's go to the beach. Which one do you think is AI and which one? Yeah, let's do that. So which one do you think is AI? I should probably do this. Hang on.
Which one is A?
I didn't do it. I know. I forgot my A and B. Okay. Is A AI or is B AI?
Oh.
I don't know.
I'm going to say A.
A is AI. What do you think, Lori?
I think B is too perfect. So I'm going to say B is AI.
It is A.
Oh.
I know.
Wow. Tell me why.
I don't know why.
Right. Well,
I am-
it's not perfect, and they did a good job of it not being perfect.
Yes, because I originally agreed with you too, but I'm like, because in a way that looks a little too, like the edges of the water look a little perfect.
Right.
But I've
Wow.
seen that at beaches, especially on the West Coast up north in Washington,
Right.
and not
Wow.
that so much. That's too busy.
You think
But that's the one that's AI?
This is AI. This one's
Wow.
AI.
Okay.
I just think
Interesting.
that this keeps proving to us, though, that we all could be being fooled by different things.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think with people, sometimes in a picture, maybe it's a little easier to check, but I'm afraid in the future it's just going to get better and better, and we won't be
Right.
able to,
Right.
to notice which one is which. So, yikes, right?
Yeah. Yep. So the last segment that we'll talk about today is our favorite things. Lori, did you bring a favorite thing?
I did, and this is not writing specifically, but for me, we'll see if it is for you, writing adjacent. So when I write, I chew gum. And when I get excited, I chomp gum, but not just any gum, mind you. I chew the old-fashioned clove gum. It's hard to find. Do you guys remember this?
Yeah.
Remember the days of clove, tea berry, and it was black, like
Look
blackjack?
at that.
So there is a candy store near where I live that carries like the necklaces and the red lips and the black mustaches and those little bottles that you get the Kool-Aid out of. I get my clove gum there, and I chew this when I write, and I chomp it when I'm excited. So that's my favorite thing.
Oh, wow.
That's a really fun thing. I love
It
that.
is.
It reminds me of like older candy, like Mallow cups.
Oh,
which I
yeah.
think they still make, but oh my goodness. Like the next time I see those, wherever you can find them, because they're not.
Or Abba Zaba. You can't find that anywhere. Remember the taffy with peanut butter
Yes.
inside?
Yes.
This little candy store has it.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wonderful.
Exciting things.
Val, do you have a favorite thing?
I do, and it's very specific for writers, and maybe for writers who aren't with a traditional publishing house. I need to shout out to Maggie Smith, a writer here in Wisconsin, who pointed this out to me. I have been using a different portal into the NetGalley review system, and she pointed out there's another place to go. Victory Editing Service has I'm going to put the link in, a NetGalley co-op that as an indie author, you can sign up for, and it is $75 for a 1-month listing to get your book into the hands of NetGalley readers and for advanced reviews, right? So in case people are listening, they don't know what NetGalley does, it's for advanced reviews, and they've got a whole big audience of people based on whichever, genre or category you write in. And with this service, unlike some of the other services that you can sign up for, you get to decline or approve the request. You can look at their reviewing history and see if they're a good fit for your book, or if they're a really hard reviewer and like their average is like 3.2, perhaps you don't want to give them your book, because like we don't really need a 2. Whatever review. So Victory Editing Services NetGalley Co-op, and I am going to put the link in. So if you
wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, very reasonably priced and really easy to manage. So
wonderful.
How about you?
As I said earlier, my favorite thing this week has been Margaret Mizushima's book. It is probably the best book I've read this summer. It was so good. And, it's amazing to me how she's able to give a completely different story with her dog as the canine dog. And this is book 11, I believe.
Wow.
And so, and she always amazes me with her knowledge of the canine procedure. And the characters are so wonderful. I will not spoil anything. It is just such a good read. Pre-order it. Do it.
Excellent.
I'm excited. I'll be interviewing her for the Blackbird Writers Substack and for our YouTube channel later on in August.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Excellent. That's good news. All good news. Wonderful.
Yes. Did you put that link in?
She did.
Oh, I didn't see it. Okay. I'm going to copy that really quick as we say our goodbyes. Thank you, everyone, on behalf of Blackbird Writers and my two co-hosts for joining us from our nest in the Midwest, where we discuss new releases from Blackbird Writers crime fiction authors, new books and writing tips, and our favorite things. Please join us next week and tell your friends.
Yes.
And we hope to see you on Fridays from Blackbird Writers. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.